'Cause Jesus is love. He won't let you down. Ow, in my heart. Y'all know I'm wrong. As I sip this good Jesus juice. You know I'm wrong. I am also your humble and most honorable host, Real. Here to talk about that good, the Shaad, Season 6, Episode 11, entitled Saints and Sinners. And this episode is brought to you by that good Jesus juice. And Coke. Diet Coke, because I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Old school. Let's just get down to brass tacks, shall we? Let's just get down to brass tacks. So we start off in the church, introduced to a new character up in this Shaad community. Community we love to dwell in, and dwell we do. We're officially introduced to Kenya's pops, Pastor Stanley's so-called rival of sorts, Pastor Ezekiel. Pastor Zeke for short. Up in his church. Church is happening. He preaching on the prospect of living abundantly. And why shouldn't we, right? Why shouldn't we live abundantly? We only going around on this earth once. Especially if you a good person. I have no problem with that. That plate came around 2 or 3 times for the offerings, though, didn't it? Brother making sure he get that money. Pop up in there with Bakari and Jake, taking in a little holy word. Jake like, who that baddie on stage, though? Papa like, that's the first lady. The Michelle Obama of this place of worship. The Laura Bush in this palace of preaching. You don't mess with her. When the service is over, Kenya introduces the crew to her pops, who in turn introduces them to his wife, Tatiana. Tatiana looked a little young, didn't she? Kenya ain't feeling Tatiana at all. She slide up out of there when the introduction is made. I'm getting the feeling that ain't her mama. You know, her biological mama. Jake and Tatiana exchange a few words upon greeting. Pastor invites Poppa to dinner, which he declines. Now Poppa and crew start to head out, talking about finding a spot to roll up. But guess who also in the church? Making his way out the church doors. Zay. My man Zay. He pull up on Kenya, asks her out. She hit him with the, I got a son line, you know. If you want to dip out now, I will understand. Now to a real man, or a vicious, conniving, get it at all costs cat, that line don't mean nothing. He like, damn all of that. Can we go out or what? Kenya looking like she feeling Zay a little. Tells him she'll think about it. But not without Poppa catching wind. You know, of the little interaction. Feel like Poppa might be about to catch a feeling or two. Him, Jake, and Bakari piece up out of there. Up in Jake's whip, they getting a little smoke and ride on. All of a sudden, Jake phone ding. He like, yo, the first lady just followed me on IG. Jake feeling himself a little bit now, riding high. He just met this baddie he saw on stage at the church. Just happened to be the church's first lady, the pastor's wife. And now she following him on IG like he the Jake riding high, no pun intended. They piece up out of there, go their separate ways. Now at some point, Pastor Zeke makes his way over to Poppa's church. At some point offers assistance to Poppa and his mom. Now I don't know what state Poppa's church is in, without Pastor Stanley there to preach, to keep it up. Don't know who preaching. Is it even open? But it looks like they struggling for sure, in my estimation. And in any way he can be helpful, Pastor Zeke offers a helping hand. Gives Poppa some computer technology for his podcasting purposes. He piece up out of there feeling his presence as unwelcome by Big Mama. She then gets to checking Poppa. Comes to understand that Poppa has been going to Pastor Zeke's church. And that he hasn't been straight with her on his whereabouts on Sundays. Somewhat abandoning efforts, to move their church forward. She also takes a little swipe at Bakari, who's also there helping out. Now Bakari and Poppa both feeling some kind of way at the hands of Poppa's mom. Up in the house of the Lord at that. Just transferring all her little bad energy to everybody in her path. Now while they on a low, Jake still on a high, gets a visit from the damn first lady. Like she pops up at his crib. See, apparently it went down in the DM. It went down in the DM. Snapchat me that, or FaceTime me that, if it's cool. Jake DM just caught a body. Jake DM just caught a body for sure. They skipped all the pleasantries too. Got right down to brass tacks. Hell, got right down to ass tacks. Bumping and grinding, slipping and sliding. I wanna slip and slide, dip and dive, do everything to make it all right tonight. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. When the deed was done, she asked Jake what it was going to take to see him again. He told her prayer. Jake feeling himself super heavy. The way they came together, it looked like it was just business, nothing personal. No touching and rubbing, girl, you got a husband who loves you. You need to give him your quality time. Jake all up in his bag now. Sounding like all he needed now was Bakari to come by and sniff his finger. Sound like a man who just got on that Evelyn Champagne King, made her love come down and all of that. Baby, you make my love come down. Ooh, you make my love come down. Yeah, I'm singing tonight, damn it. That's your mama and maybe your grandmama's R&B right there, depending on how your mama do. Meanwhile, Jake's other half, Jemma, hosting a brunch at her new spot. A brunch that Jake is supposed to be at, but we all know what Jake was doing. She got a chef up in there cooking dishes and everything. Marcus and Tierra slide through, impressed with her new spot. They had never been there before. They have a nice little afternoon. Get to eating. But wait, there's a knock on the door. Brittany outside that joint, with a gang of skunkweed, just holding the bag in the air. Now, Jemma was not expecting Brittany. She like, you said you wanted weed, didn't you? She trying to shoo Brittany little ass away. Marcus come over to the door, like, what the hell is going on out here? Brittany ain't have no chill either. Ain't give a damn about Marcus or putting the weed away, concealing it, hiding it, nothing. Actually, she was a little brash in her introduction. Jemma like, oh, this is one of my artists. Marcus like, is she your weed dealer too? Brittany like, I'm the reason Lil Boo even up in here. Don't get to talking to me no kind of way. You think she can afford this on her own? How's Chef Boyardee up in there? We ain't got no hits. We ain't even got no music playing nowhere yet. So you best to recognize, Pops. She make her way and she like, hell yeah, I can eat though. Sits with the family. They eat, get a little rap. Play some of Britney music. Marcus kind of feeling it. Got a little head nod going and all, Now Tierra in the background, boiling over on the inside. Cause she know who Brittany is. She done figured out who Lil Boo been talking about. Who Lil Jemma been confiding in her about. Now Marcus ain't quite on board yet. Tierra hit Jemma in the DM right there. Right in front of Marcus. Tierra like, I see you, Lil Boo. She like, I see you, Lil Boo. Your Lil Boo talented. Jemma go to see her pops the next day. Now clearly Tierra told Marcus about Brittany. Well, the vibe was just that strong that he also felt that it was more than just some damn girl power floating about in the air at the brunch, Asked her how serious her and Brittany were. And Jemma denies. He like, yeah, okay. She peace up out of there. Catches up with Jake over at his crib. They get to talking, a little small talk at best. It feel like them two don't really have nothing to say to each other nowadays. They both kind of drifting apart doing their own thing. Didn't look like no love was in the air, no like, just acknowledgement of each other's presence. They sitting on the couch. Jake get a text. He over there giggling about the damn text. Jemma like, who texting us? Who texting us? Lil Boo, what? Now it's us. She on this honesty thing now. This little thing where Brittany is eating away at her insides a little bit probably. He like, okay. You want honesty? Gives her the honesty she was looking for. He like, first smell my finger. He like, this lady came to the crib today and she let me Jake just stepped to the plate. Needle came right off the record too. Jemma like, what the He like, I know you did it with Brittany, so don't even trip. She told him she Katy Perry Brittany for 2 seconds. She like, but I ain't do it though. He tells her, look, he ain't trying to break up with her, but he ain't Drake. Don't know if he want that thing forever, man. Told her they need to keep their heads up though, and their options open. You already knew Jemma was gonna be on one. She couldn't really dispute the feelings that were in the air, so she just rolled with the punches and kept it moving. Now you already knew Jemma was gonna be on one. You know how Jemma rolled. When there's some beef with Jake and there's a studio involved. Next time she up in the studio, Jemma get a little froggy. Get a little jumpy. Went looking for Mr. Goodbar up in the booth where Brittany was. Feeling herself immensely. Jemma up in there flash dancing, freelancing, breaking it down to the grisound. Jemma was getting her groove on solo for dolo. She was getting it though. Brittany ain't paying her no damn attention. She in there trying to figure out what rhymed with Punani. Ain't paying Jemma no damn mind. I thought Jemma was gonna bump into her damn like, I know you see me up in here. Jemma approaches her prey. She like, what is going on with you? Brittany like, I'm just trying to keep it professional, I don't want to turn you out or nothing. I'm trying to tell you, once you go lick, ain't no more. Yo, she trying to spare Jemma life. Meanwhile, Zay and Kenya go out. And I mean literally just out. They ain't go no damn where. Just went outside and sat in Zay's car. Zay was getting his smoke on. Asked Kenya to hit it. Now at first she says no, but then she does. They get a little rap on. And quite honestly, I like this for Zay. And I like it for Kenya, I think. I'm kind of digging them two together. Meanwhile, Poppa hanging out with Pastor Zeke up in his church. And Pastor Zeke appeared ready to take on Poppa as an assistant. Says it will be full-time. And of course, he'd have to leave his gig as part-time customer, part-time manager at Smokey's. You gotta put the ribs down. Poppa seemed ready for that. Pastor wants to take Poppa under his wing of sorts, so it seems, like an apprenticeship. Sounds like a good thing for Poppa. On the other side of town, Emmett and Kiesha getting a rap. Still high off the night before when they went clubbing. Came home and got that good swerve on. Kiesha pressing Emmett a little about talking to Alicia, about helping get things in place to make things right with Douda. Emmett like, damn, I'ma do it. He's still running from the mess he made. Now, I don't know if the writing is the same now on the Shy as it was seasons ago. When Ronnie was just minding his damn business. Looked like things were turning around for him. Then blow! Them consequential chickens of his prior actions came home to roost at the hands of Bakari. I don't know if we're going to see something like that with Emmett, but I feel like somebody got to pay for taking that shot at Douda. And the Shy seemed like the type of show that likes to see people get the consequences that they earned. I don't mean some random penalty. I mean the biggest of penalties. Somebody got to pay that price. Somebody got to pay it if we are to believe that Douda's character is honest in what he represents. I digress. I digress. Now, Emmett looking forward to some playing time with his pops. They go to play some laser tag, and Emmett trying to get a rap. Happy to be spending some time with Darnell. All of a sudden gets tagged on his back by a hand and a "what's up, bro?" by a cat he ain't never seen before. Emmett like, who the hell are you? He look around like, you know me. I'm your bro. Bro? Emmett like, what the f***? Jigga what? Jigga who? Darnell like, oh yeah, this your brother Damien. He about your age, so, in case you was wondering. Now, Emmett is not a fan of this. But he know he got siblings he don't know all over the Shaad. So he deals with the actual meeting as best as he could. They trying to get to know each other through laser noises. It's like, pew, pew. You get to see Dad a lot. Pew, pew. Only on Juneteenth and Black Friday. Tag comes to an end, and Emmett pieces up out of there, wishing he had a different type of day with his pops, but it is what it is. At some other point, another day, Darnell and Jada come over to Emmett's for dinner with a +1, Lil Bro Damien. That's right. Emmett like, what the pops? This my house. You can't just be bringing anybody up and through here, up in my house. Darnell like, boy, please, this Douda house. You ain't got no damn house playing with me. Jada pull Emmett to the side, tells him he about to meet more family. Darnell in this place where he want all the kids to get to know each other. And it's coming from a good place, though, They sit down to eat. Emmett go to start the blessing, as the head of the household would typically do. If you old school, traditionally, Damien ass started the blessing, just jumped in. They have family dinner. After dinner, Darnell tells Emmett Damien looking for work. Heard there's work down in Smokies. Now, Emmett ain't feeling this new connection with his newfound family at all. He like, I ain't got to hire him for shit. We'll see what comes of that. Meanwhile, Alicia over at Rob and Tiff's spot. Rob and Tiff getting in some home-based physical therapy sessions in, trying to get him back in order. The doorbell rings. Trig's new lawyer, Alonzo, old Leon, walks in the door. Alicia like, oh snap, break out the winter coats. Hell has frozen over. Guess he wasn't around much, Even Rob was looking at him like he done seen a ghost. He like, Dad, what you doing here? Not how you been? How long you in town? What you doing here? Alonzo says he came to check on him. Heard he had some issues, came to see if he was okay after the whole thing with Douda went down. At some point, he goes off to the side to get a rap with Alicia. He start prodding and probing, for the case he working on for Trig. Tells Alicia he working the case, and that's why he's here. Of course, that goes over well. but manages to convince her that they both playing for the same team. That they both want to see Douda get justice. They have a little moment. He pulls Alicia in close, like he gonna kiss her. She committed and everything, like she was down. She was down for the kiss. Though she ain't seen this man, heard from this man, and who knows how long. Got her eyes closed and everything. Then, as if he saw 2 boogers playing handball in her left nostril, tells her she should get some rest. Old Leon still playing them games. She like, you should go. And they get his ass up out of there. At some point, Shaad back over at the crib, sleeping up in Alicia's bed like Drew Hill. Alicia go up in the closet, still looking like Brandy from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Puts a leather trench coat on Shaad's body. Let the games begin. Tells Shaad it belonged to someone she used to know. Shaad ain't feeling that. Tells her he ain't trying to wear no other man's clothes. He said he want to be able to get this on his own. Let the games continue. She like, oh, you want to be your own man. I hear that. Well, you want a job? Offers him a position as head of her security detail. Felon be damned, she can pull them strings. Now Shaad is feeling all of this. And why wouldn't he be? His life looking like it need a makeover. Meanwhile, Rob catches up with Alonzo some other time at a little restaurant type spot. Probably at the request of Alonzo, who stay on his job. Now Rob thinking they there to get a real rap. Finds out it's just business. All Alonzo want to talk about is Douda and Trig. Rob ain't feeling none of this. Throws him a bird. Starts to piece up out of there. Alonzo like, hey, I need a favor. Rob like, hey, I needed a father. Alonzo like, man, I was working. Alonzo one of them cats who was last said to be heading down to the 7-Eleven. And would be right back. Ain't been seen nor heard from in over 20 years. Alonzo's super unlikable already. Till the next episode.